Weathers here at the Raleigh office, and today's briefing will cover the period today, Thursday, February 5th, through next Wednesday, February 11th. Before we get into the normal slides, I just wanted to discuss some of the snowfall reports we got last night out in the Triad, show you the current radar, and discuss a little bit about today. So switching over here to this website where you can see reports across the country as far for snowfall. There's also an ice version. But anyways, you can see out here in the Triad, I'll zoom in here. We did get a couple reports of anywhere from a couple tenths of an inch of snow from last night in the High Point to Greensboro area here. And then we also got a couple half-inch reports anywhere as far as Thomasville and then up to Kernersville. So looks like we had a little bit of snow for y'all that already had a ton of snow out there. For everyone else, we did have mostly light rain with a little freezing rain glaze. When I came this morning from Southern Wake up to Raleigh, had a little bit of glaze on my driveway, but roads are fine and whatnot. And we did actually get, it's not on here, but the Fayetteville ASOS station at the airport and the Laurinburg Maxton MEB station both measured some freezing rain. At Fayetteville, they had trace amount, and then at Laurinburg, they had 1/100 of an inch came in with the sensor down there. So overall, pretty light accumulations of snow in the Triad, and not much as far as freezing rain that was too concerning. So I just wanted to show you the current radar out there, because we actually do have a little bit of light snow moving through the Triad right now. This should generally move south with time and dissipate with time here this afternoon. And then we should, we'll remain cloudy and quite chilly today, but we should see some clearing later tonight from the northwest to the southeast. So we are not concerned with this band as far as additional accumulations or road hazards. It's been pretty light so far, and I'll show you some traffic cams, but overall, it's not really something that's accumulating on the drivable surfaces and whatnot. And you know, temps should rise a little bit above freezing today out in the Triad as well. So let me show you some traffic cams out there. So here's I-40 and North Carolina 801. So you can see here, this is over the last, let's see, 2 hours, every 10 minutes. So you can see a little bit of snow falling, but nothing really accumulating on the roads. So we are not really concerned with this little band coming across as far as impacting travel or whatnot. So that's about it for the current weather and what we saw last night. Does anyone have any questions about that before I continue on with the slides? All right, so we'll go ahead and get into the regular slides here. Let me start my slideshow. All right, so this is the upcoming weather pattern for Central North Carolina, and got a lot to discuss here actually in the next couple of days here, especially. But as far as today, again, we'll have this system here. If you can see my cursor in the upper left, I think that's showing on the screen. But anyways, in the upper left panel here, we have that low pressure system. We'll move offshore later today, and again, we'll see that drying with some high pressure building in behind it. And again, today's gonna be pretty chilly. We're only expecting highs to get up into the mid to upper 30s across the area. So pretty chilly day. As we go into tomorrow, and especially into Saturday, we do have a pretty strong cold front, Arctic cold front, that's going to give us our next blast of cold air this weekend. Sorry, I'm seeing August chat here about some ice on the bridges overpass this morning. Some accidents. Yeah, not surprised by that, especially for y'all out there in the Northwest. We had winter weather advisories up. We are actually contemplating as well an additional SBS for maybe some black ice out there later this evening as well to help message maybe some lingering black ice potential. But thank you for passing that along, August. Yeah, so back to this really strong cold front that we'll be having a pass through here Friday night into Saturday. Out ahead of it, we are expecting some light precipitation to develop across the area. Most of us should see light rain. However, there is some guidance coming in now a little bit stronger with perhaps some changeover to some snow mixing in with the rain across the northern areas, particularly Friday evening. So we'll be assessing that here the next couple forecast cycles and see if we need to put any headlines out for that potential. It will be warm on Friday during the day, close to 40 out there. So it would probably take some pretty intense rates to come down and accumulate any on road services. So right now we're thinking it would, if it does accumulate Friday evening, Friday night out across the north, it would be mostly on grassy surfaces to maybe some elevated bridges, that kind of thing. So we'll keep monitoring that, but yeah, there is a potential for a quick shot of light rain, snow mix, especially across the north there Friday evening. Probably the more concerning though is behind the front as it passes through Friday night. There's a signal in the guidance for some quite gusty winds, northwesterly gusts behind it. So I got a slide here. The next slide I'll talk about some concerns with that. But you should expect some fairly strong winds behind that front going into Saturday and continuing through midday Saturday, very strong, and then subsiding somewhat in the evening, but continuing to gust into Saturday night. Behind that front, we're gonna have an Arctic high build in again, like I was saying. So one more cold blast here, and temperatures look like they're gonna be pretty chilly again, 10 to 20 degrees below normal this weekend. However, as we get into midweek, it does look like we will likely moderate, and perhaps we'll see some temperatures reach into the 60s by Wednesday. So perhaps a little reprieve from the cold here coming up middle of next week. So back to the strong winds expected on Saturday behind the cold front expected Friday night. So this is our current forecast that was just updated this morning for our max wind gusts from 1 a.m. Saturday through 1 a.m. Sunday. This is in miles per hour, and you can see that we're already highlighting upwards of 40 or maybe 40 to 45 mile per hour gusts over that period, or I guess up to that, not constantly gusting that, but potentially as high as that. There across the northwest triad area up into Roxborough. That's where we think is currently the favorite area for the strongest gusts. But you can see across the entire central North Carolina, we're highlighting 30 to 35 mile per hour gusts over that time period possible. So there's some concerns with that. Obviously, our criteria for wind advisory is gusts of 40 miles per hour or greater. So we'll have to be assessing for that. We might have to put out a wind advisory for some counties across the north there, especially. But also the daytime highs on Saturday are only going to reach lower to mid 30s, and so wind chills Saturday afternoon may not make it out of the lower 20s. So it's gonna feel pretty cold because of the gusty winds. And then we did just update our temperature forecast for Saturday night into early Sunday, and with the lingering gust into the nighttime period, they're overnight wind chills could get down to single digits, so we'll have to assess for potentially a cold weather advisory as well that Saturday night. So yeah, looks pretty gusty. And then also depending on how much rain falls and how fast it can dry up, the dew points are going to crash. It's going to be really dry. It's going to be gusty, so there could be fire weather concerns as well. So we'll have to communicate with our fire weather partners at the Forest Service and see what their thoughts are on that. But we might have to put out some fire headlines as well, products as well. So should be a pretty gusty day. So we'll continue to update y'all on that. But I want to highlight that the guidance is showing some pretty strong gust potential for sure behind that front. So just switching gears here to the accumulated precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. You can see that Friday we're highlighting some QPF potential primarily across the north. Again, that's Friday evening is when we could see a change over to some light snow mixing in. That would be Friday night. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday look dry. And then if you look back, I'll go back. Looks like there could be some low end chance for some rain as we get into middle next week as well. But it's a little uncertain this far out. So that's it for the expected rainfall. So not much expected over the next 5 days. So that brings me to the drought update that came out earlier. So this was assessed on February 3rd, and you can see that pretty much all of central North Carolina remains in D2 drought, despite the snow. Because it's been so cold, there hasn't been a lot of snow melt, or the snow melt was slowed, and the overall liquid totals were low. So continue to be in a D2 drought across the entire area here. Looking ahead here, the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center here. In the left panel, we have the temperature outlook for the period February 12th to the 18th. And it looks like there's a signal in the guidance that far out for a better chance for above normal temperatures during that range. So it looks like there is some continued reprieve middle of next week onward, potentially, for some warmer temperatures finally. And looking at the right panel here, the precipitation outlook in the same period, February 12th to the 18th, looks like there's maybe slightly better chances for above precipitation during that period. So not sure how much reprieve we'll get from the current drought, given the extended outlook there for precipitation, but we'll have to see how things shake out here. So we like to show this plot. This is the experimental graphical hazard weather outlook. I do encourage you to go to our webpage and click on this icon here that's being listed here. So you can actually look at the spatial spread of these hazards. But just a quick glance here, you can see that for Friday, we're highlighting the wind here. When this is a little outdated, one of the updates, I'm assuming that's going to be elevated. But you can see the fire weather concerns are elevated to significance. And then we're also highlighting the extreme cold this weekend as well. So again, I encourage you to go check out this button here on our webpage. I think I might have it up actually. I could show you quick. So here, if you've never been to this, let me refresh it. You can actually click on each one of these matrix, these little buttons, and you can get an idea of your county and the spatial extent. And you can see this was updated 8:50, so it will update here soon. But anyways, yeah, so definitely some hazards here in the next couple days that we gotta pay attention to. Let me go back to my briefing quick. All right, so just a quick summary here, and then I'm happy to take any questions. So we got a chilly day today. That light snow band up in the tribes should relatively dissipate out here with southward extent. Not expecting any concerning accumulations beyond what we got last night. Out ahead of that strong front Friday night, we could see a mostly light rain for much of the area, but on the back towards the end of the Friday evening into Friday night, there could be a changeover. But again, at this point, we would expect any accumulations to be mostly tied to grassy areas and maybe some elevated surfaces, but we'll continue to assess that over the next several forecast cycles. And then strong winds are expected Saturday through Saturday evening into Sunday night. So with that, again, we have concerns with cold weather, wind chills, possibly reaching cold weather advisory in some counties. During the day, Saturday, we might need a wind advisory out across the north, and there could be some fire weather concerns as well. And it's going to be chilly, 10 to 20 degrees below normal again this weekend. But as I mentioned earlier, perhaps some warmer temps are on the near horizon here, middle of next week. So with that, I want to thank you all for attending, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.